I would like to warn people who are in the habit of taking advantage of problems to make cheap politics. And actually we are going to go for them, because I have heard some people saying that, oh, some people killed Oulanyah. Oulanyah was killed. The police are going to come and say, okay, you tell us, you seem to have some information. Oh yes, because if you say because Oulanyah did not die in a private home. He died in a highly reputable hospital. And before that, he was in another big hospital in Dubai. And before that, he was in our hospitals here, including the Cancer Institute. Everything is there. I did not know that Oulanyah was sick until when he went to Dubai. That's when and he went with our doctors. That's when I checked and I knew what the problems were. From that time, I started to know what the problem was. So, for somebody, especially somebody who is educated and who is supposed to be like a leader, to go and say, you must come and help the police, because you seem to know what we don't know. Come and tell us. So when you hear the police, don't say how are things, because we cannot go on with this indiscipline. It is not constructive at all. Although I said I would speak about Right Honorable Oulanyah later, when the time comes for his body to be here. But yesterday, when I met the members of parliament from Lango, Acholi, and West Nile, they told me something that I had noticed myself. And this was that the late Oulanyah had followed the NRM line. He was originally in UPC, but he came over to the NRM after carefully assessing, and by listening carefully to the message of the NRM, he went down and actually succeeded in uniting our people in northern Uganda, in those three areas: Lango, Acholi, West Nile. The NRM had, of course, been trying to unite them, but it seems the late Oulanyah had done it even more deeply than we had done before. This was because of the wrong politics. In 1971, the soldiers from West Nile massacred the soldiers from Acholi and Lango. Confusion, killings, incredible killings. Then in 1979, when we were coming, we had struggled with the UPC people who wanted revenge, to revenge on the Western Islands. And actually they did. When the Tanzanians withdrew, they attacked the villages in Western Island. Western Islands had to go into exile. The 500,000 Western Islands went into exile. They only came back when NRM came and called them back. Then 1985, the Acholi group, Okero and Basilio, turned against the Lango group, the one of Mzee Obote and Ogole and others. Of course, for us, we reject sectarianism. So when we came, we ignored all this, and we told them if you are to blame, you blame the mistake maker, the misleader. You don't blame the misled. So we never blamed the people of course in 1966 there had been a conflict between what they were calling the Northerners and the Bantu, the Southerners. Northerners led by Obote, Onama and others, and then these Southerners led by Mutesa and Ibinjira and others. That's how they had torn our country apart. Until NRM came and rejected all this. So I really want to salute Oulanyah, because I heard him speaking many times about this, saying that why has NRM been able to stay in government for, he would recount. We had so many presidents in so many years. We have now had one president for all this time and one political force. Why? There must be a reason. I used to hear him giving that analysis. And apparently, it had good effect, especially when he became vice chairman of the NRM in northern Uganda. And I could see these people were, especially in his last trip, when he went around, it seemed the people were more united. Certainly the members of parliament looked more united. So that's why they were saying we should ring-fence the position of deputy speaker for that area. But when we came in our caucus here, we were able to see that it was not correct to ring-fence this position, because it was different from Iyala, because they were quoting the example of Iyala. Iyala is a number of positions. These are only 2 positions, so you cannot easily ring-fence them without creating new mistakes. But I want to salute Oulanyah for this unity among our people in that area. But don't look at yourselves again as Acholi, Lango, Western Nile. Look at yourself as Ugandans. Go beyond that regionalism and look at yourself as Ugandans and as Africans. That's how the NRM has succeeded. Yesterday when we were screening the candidates, there is one clever member of NRM, a delegate from Kalongo. He's called Amos. He said that, there he is. He said that, he said what I know already, that the MPs are under a lot of pressure from the constituencies, people asking for school fees from them, for burial expenses from them, a lot of pressure. That's why how some of the MPs turn out to be IDPs, internally displaced persons, fearing to go back to the constituency because of the pressures. But this is something we foresaw. And we have been trying to tell the political class all this time, ever since 1995, when, after doing experiments in the area near where I live now, North Ankole and the surrounding areas, I became convinced that we can overcome poverty in the rural areas through persuading everybody to go from teach me each keken, what we call in Rugwere, okore chida chonka, and working for the stomach, but also the pocket.